Good morning. My name is Nese Guendelsberger, and I'm the Deputy Chief of the International Bureau at the U.S. Federal Communications Commission. Thank you to the Ministry of Science and the ICT and the 6G Global Organizing Committee for putting together this important event for the third year running. I have had the honor of participating for the past 2 years, and I'm pleased to speak with you again today to share recent FCC developments in paving the way towards 6G and beyond. Since my presentation last year, FCC leadership has reaffirmed the need to start planning for the next generation of wireless technology, or 6G. In the United States, this work is already well underway through the NextG Alliance, an initiative to advance North American wireless technology leadership over the next decade through private sector-led efforts. Notably, in February 2022, the NextG Alliance issued its roadmap to 6G, which sets out 6 goals to describe North American priorities and ambitions for 6G systems. At the FCC specifically, our perspective towards 6G remains consistent with the approach I have described in my previous presentations over the past 2 years. Clearly, active stakeholder participation through an open, transparent, and collaborative process is a key component of the FCC's work. A light touch regulatory approach, flexible, technology-neutral rules provide regulatory certainty and fact-based and data-driven decisions. The innovative opportunities offered by next-generation technologies will continue to depend on access to spectrum. In the FCC's view, the 6G ecosystem will include an evolution of current systems that can be deployed in existing low and mid-band spectrum, as well as innovative technologies that can take advantage of new opportunities in the millimeter wave and terahertz frequency bands. To this end, we have continued to take an all-of-the-above approach with respect to spectrum, freeing up high, mid, and low-band spectrum, balancing both licensed and unlicensed uses. As we face 6G future, however, greenfield spectrum will not be as simple or easy to find. As such, the FCC has continued to explore a range of spectrum policy tools, including shared access and dynamic spectrum coordination, database coordination, to ensure efficient and effective access to our airwaves. For example, this April, the FCC began to explore options for promoting improvements in RF receiver performance, including through incentives, industry-led voluntary approaches, commission policy and guidance, or regulatory requirements. Historically, discussions about spectrum efficiency have been a one-way effort, focused almost entirely, exclusively on transmitters. But efficient use of our airwaves is a two-way street. A fresh look at the role of receivers and improved receiver performance can promote spectrum efficiency and allow new and innovative services to flourish. The FCC Chairwoman Rosenworcel has also emphasized the importance of mid-band spectrum. We need to start planning now to identify spectrum in the mid-band in the 7 to 15 gigahertz range that can support faster speeds and wider coverage which are key to delivering the promise of providing nationwide 5G and 6G services and beyond. For example, in a notice of inquiry, the Commission is exploring the use of the 12.7 gigahertz to 13.25 gigahertz band for mobile broadband and other expanded uses. Terahertz spectrum has also become an increasing area of interest. As you recall from my previous presentations, in March 2019, the FCC made spectrum between 95 gigahertz and 3 terahertz available for experimental use as part of our so-called Spectrum Horizons proceedings. As an example to the experimental use, in March of 2022, the FCC granted test and measurement company Keysight Technologies the Spectrum Horizons experimental license for sub-terahertz frequency bands, which it will use to develop 6G technology. AT&T has also recently asked to the FCC for experimental licenses to demonstrate the functionality and capabilities of 5G advanced and 6G wireless systems. Through our experimental licensing program, new FCC innovation zones, and partnership with other federal agencies, FCC is creating an enabling environment for the extensive 6G research and development currently underway in industry and academia. Last year, I mentioned that FCC reestablished its Technological Advisory Council, or TAC, with a new focus on looking beyond 5G and conceptualizing 6G. The Technological Advisory Council, which includes 47 experts from industry, academia, and the FCC, has since met 3 times this year. These experts are working on 4 interrelated areas: 6G, artificial intelligence and machine learning, advanced spectrum sharing, and emerging technologies, guided by specific subtopics and questions to answer. At its most recent meeting in September 2022, the TAC 6G Working Group developed a number of draft recommendations and advisements on key topics as summarized in this slide. Looking ahead, the proposed focus areas for the 6G Working Group in 2023 include 5G advanced evolution towards 6G, 6G research and standard progress, use cases and applications, and spectrum issues in the lead up to the upcoming World Radio Communications Conference. As indicated by the TAC's work, we expect that Open RAN could be another important contributor to the 6G transition. The Commission continues to support Open RAN network architecture as a meaningful option that could expand the supply chain, reduce cost, increase innovation, and improve security. 6G service may be years away, but carriers installing Open RAN radios may ultimately have the ability to upgrade those units to 6G via a software update rather than a costly hardware replacement effort. 6G's anticipated reliance on artificial intelligence, remote sensors, and disaggregated networks creates potential opportunities for bad actors to disrupt public safety. As such, security standards are paramount for 6G development. Finally, it's important to approach 6G holistically and take into account considerations relevant to a sustainable 6G ecosystem. As we look ahead to our shared 6G future, The FCC is committed to ensuring that next generation networks are available to all Americans, everywhere, so that everyone can realize the benefits of the new technologies. As the TAC 6G working group has recognized, 6G could be the first mobile radio generation that truly aims to close the digital divide. If we prioritize affordability, accessibility, and geographic availability from the very beginning of the design process, 6G-enabled services can play a critical role in advancing digital equity for all. In closing, let me emphasize that the FCC remains steady and willing to collaborate with like-minded partners around the world as we continue to consider how best to support 6G development and deployment. Through events like this one, we look forward to learning from one another as we start thinking seriously about how we can set ourselves up for success with 6G and beyond. Thank you.